Dating apps aren't the problem. Now, if you lean on them too much and almost make them a replacement for you actually going to go meet people, then it can severely be a detriment to your social skills, right? It can weaken your muscle in that area, but they're not the problem themselves, but how you use them absolutely is. See, where most people go wrong is they try to vet someone online using the same mindset they'd use in person. Right. And it makes sense in general, but that's exactly how you wind up wasting your time, your energy, and your emotional bandwidth. You can't fully know someone through a screen. It just doesn't work that way. If it did, people would just run off and buy all sorts of things because they like what they saw in a commercial. I mean, think about buying a car, right? You're trying to upgrade your vehicle. It's around that time and you see a commercial come on for this car that you like. You're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And they sell it to you really well, right? There's all these great perks and whistles and all the things to it. And you're like, man, I really like that car. You don't just rush off to the dealership and buy it though, right? Blindly. Nope. You go to dealership and now you want to go test drive it, right? You want to get to feel it out a little bit, get to know that car a little bit better, see the inside with your own eyes in person in real time, right? So the screen is never enough, but it's a good starting point. Because although you can't get to know them fully through a screen, what you can do is spot early signs that lets you know you're dealing with someone who will waste your time or drain you later. So in this video, I'm giving you 4 ways to catch toxic patterns on dating apps fast. Things that most people overlook that'll save you months of talking stages that ultimately go nowhere. Now, it's no secret I'm not the biggest fan of people leaning on dating apps as their primary source to find folks. Because like I said earlier, it can weaken your social skills and things. And it just takes away the ability for you to meet people in your organic world that actually is going to set you up with more people that align with you. Right. But sometimes my clients do come to me with their online dating experience and trying to navigate that. So we do. Right. And one of my clients, she came to me and she was in that space of swiping endlessly on the apps and things like so many people are. And she just swore she was good at vetting men. Right. Like she thought she was pretty good at vetting people. She could tell if the guy had good conversation, right? Nice photos, seems pretty genuine, or no obvious red flags. Right. But the thing is, she kept getting ghosted, love bombed, or dragged into months-long situationships that never went anywhere. So we went and looked at the people she was matching with online. And instantly, I saw she was missing subtle signs that screamed low effort or emotional immaturity. See, she thought vetting men online at that point before you get a chance to meet them in person was all about really narrowing in on the things they say to impress her, or that sounds good or sounds authentic, and all these different things, right? Keyword sounds authentic, right? But in reality, it's about really picking up on the things that they show without realizing it. So what we did was we upgraded her questions, meaning not just asking questions that someone can give a response back to that sounds like it's sincere and so forth. No, we got her to upgrade and ask questions that required substance answers. Answers that you can only identify that they are substance-based and they're coming from a deeper place of growth if you have lived and embodied that growth yourself, right? Because you're ready for a relationship. And so you look to hear answers that you can connect the dots to and relate to. We upgraded her standards so that now we get clear on what she requires for someone to be an active contribution to her happiness and her being healthy and whole. Right? Because that now changes and cultivates the type of questions she asks, because it ties back to something she requires. And then lastly, we worked on her vibe, right? Making sure she put herself in position to allow that man to lead that equation and let him be proactive in it as long as she's being responsive to it, right? And see how he navigates in that respect. And then what happened? Within weeks, she was vetting men out left and right. Right? Well before she ever wasted her time going on that coffee date or going to that first date in person and coming to find out, oh my gosh, just another failed situation, another same kind of guy I always get. Here we go again. And she didn't spend her time and out of her schedule to go meet up with him, and it wasn't worth it. She avoided that. So the first way you can start to filter out the nonsense before you waste your time is taking note to seeing or noticing whenever they love to talk online and saying all the things, but they never anchor plans. All that talk, but there's never any action, even if it's still virtual or what they're communicating to you as to what the next steps are that actually put something tangible on the board to happen to back up all the things they're talking about. That sounds so amazing. See, toxic patterns hide behind endless conversations. If they want a real connection, they'll move things forward. They'll get to it, right? They're not going to waste time. But if they really just want ego strokes or cheap validation, then they'll keep you in the text world forever. So test it. Watch if they consistently shift real plans. If you have to lead every single step just to meet up, then they're not serious. Second, they push heavy intimacy early, but avoid real details. If someone gets deep on flirting, sex talk, or trauma bonding fast, but you realize you know almost nothing practical about them, that's a pattern. Healthy people balance chemistry with context. So, are they comfortable talking about family, work, and lifestyle? Or is it just emotional fireworks to get you hooked? Third, you notice you guys get along really well and you seem to hit it off great and you have a lot of the same perspectives and you share the same opinions, and that's awesome. But you start to notice they mirror you a little too perfectly. See, a mature match will have nuance. They'll push back some and they'll have real preferences. But if they're just a carbon copy of your likes, your dislikes, your dreams, and your hobbies, be careful. People pleasers and manipulators mirror fast to create false comfort. It's charm without character. So test it. Ask about their boundaries. See if they ever disagree with you. If they never do, it's not connection, it's performance. And fourth, they hint at low effort values without ever realizing it. So pay attention to all the small comments. The I hate texting back, or I'm so bad at planning, or the infamous I just go with the flow, right? Translation, I don't prioritize clarity, consistency, or effort. These me just being me confessions are micro red flags. Don't ignore it, believe them. Low effort talk is preview of low effort behavior. Look, you can't fully know someone until you meet and see them in real life. Dating apps should never replace real life connection. But if you're going to be on them, don't swipe like you're shopping. Swipe like you're interviewing for a real role in your future, because you are. Most people think online dating is about finding someone faster, but it's really about filtering faster so you don't waste your time or spend your best self on someone who was never serious to begin with. Date smart, swipe smart. And remember, your time and energy are worth way more than a match that doesn't lead to something real. So if you need help building and cultivating your dating skills to vet through people better and stop letting people waste your time, and even strengthening and improving your standards, even your boundaries and so forth, so it can make you better at the kind of questions and the vetting process you go through to make sure you can filter out people faster to stop dealing with the nonsense, then email or DM me the word coaching and we will get to work, only if you're truly ready to put that work in actual one-on-one sessions. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time, space, and maybe even the resources for it, then at least email or DM me the word challenge, and I'll send you the link to my Relationship Rulebook challenge that will help you so much in learning how to strengthen your values, improve and cultivate your standards, boundaries, and deal breakers better, and knowing how to navigate different relationship stages as you come across them with conflict and different communication styles and all the things, right? And for all the ladies out there, since it's more particular to you, you can also grab a copy of my book, Joker Proof Dating. That's right here. So on Amazon, if you want that, you can comment or DM me the word Joker Proof Dating, and I'll send a link for that as well. But either way, do something to get in the race. Let's get it.